everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today I'm going to do part 1 of a collab video series with my friends Jan and Shani, and we are going to be doing the Nudetrals and Cooltrals palettes from Cosmic Brushes. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then please keep on watching. So part 1 of this video is going to be the Nudetrals palette. And we're going to do 2 different looks, one on each eye, and I'm going to do some swatches. But first, let me show you what the palette looks like. Ah. So it is a 20 shade palette, and we've got a few mattes, we've got some shimmers, metallics in here. It's a very beautiful color story, and I've always enjoyed their formula, so it's, it's fun to play. So let's go ahead and we'll start out. Oh, hello baby. Do you want to say hello to the people? Say hello. Say hello. Oh, I know baby, I know. Isn't he just the sweetest? Oh. He loves to cuddle, and he loves to give mommy kisses. He is my sweet, sweet, snuggly baby. Yes, he is. Oh, yes, he is. Oh. Okay, so we're gonna start out with some swatches first. I'm gonna swatch them on my left arm using my right hand. We're gonna start with the top row and go from left to right looking at the palette, like if I'm looking at the palette. So it'll start with this shade here and go across, 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 across. So here we have Satin. Next, Chic. Bare. Nudetrals, Namesake. And last in this row is Radiant. So we have up top here, we have Satin, then Chic. Someone correct me in the comments if I am not saying that right. I just realized I've only ever said that in my head. Bare, Nudetrals, and Radiant. Okay, next row is going to be the second one, starting from this shade right here. So first shade is Touch. Next, Desire. Next, Classy. Glamorous. And last but not least, Delicate. So from top to bottom here, we have Touch, Desire, Classy, Glamorous, and Delicate. Now we're going to do the third row, starting with this shade here. So the first one is Glitz. Next, Icon. Tease. Gentle. And last but not least, Luxe. So from top to bottom here, we have Glitz, Icon, Tease, Gentle, and Luxe. And if Tease and Gentle aren't very visible, that's because they have olive undertones. I can see that in the palette, and I have an olive skin tone. So they're probably not as visible on me as they will be on other people like my friend Shani and Jan. So hopefully you can see these at least a little bit on camera. Okay, last but not least, we have the bottom row. So we're gonna start with this shade and bring it over. First is Rumor, Velvet, Lust, Tender, and Timeless. So from top to bottom here, we have Rumor, Velvet, Lust, Tender, and Timeless. So next we're gonna do two different eyeshadow looks, one on the left and one on my right. I'm gonna start off by applying some eyeshadow primer. Today I'm gonna use the one from McGrath Labs, the IntensifEYES Longwear Primer. And it has a nice little wand here that you can apply it with, a little applicator. And I just normally do one swipe on each eye. And then I pat it and blend it in with my fingers. I'm gonna start with my left eye, and I'm going to do a neutral, daytime, nighttime, whatever. I'm gonna do a neutral colored eye look on my left, and I'll do a more colorful one on my right. I typically use, when I do eyeshadow on myself, anywhere between like 3 to 5 shades, depending on what I'm going for, but this will be probably a 3 shadow look, but we'll see what happens. So I'm gonna start off with Bare. I'm gonna use that as my transition shade. And I'm sticking the brush right into the crease. And the crease is where your brow bone meets your eyeball. That space in between is your crease. So the space between your brow bone and your eyeball. Because when you open your eye, that's where it creases. And we're just blending back and forth, windshield wiper motions, swirlies. We're gonna get another brush, do another shade. And in the middle, let's go ahead and do the namesake Nudetrals. And this one is gonna give me a little bit more depth, so I'm keeping it right in the crease to just below my brow bone. The other one I kind of used a little bit more all over the lid and all over the brow bone. And I'm just following the curve of my eye, doing windshield wiper motions. Let's go ahead, we'll do Classy. That'll be this dark brown shade here. And this shade I'm putting in the outer left third of my eye in a diagonal from the center outward. This one is going to create shape that is not natural to my eye. And then I'm going to start bringing it halfway up the crease. last but not least, we're gonna throw on a shimmer. So let's use Satin because that's actually no, yeah, let's use Glamorous. We're gonna use Glamorous for our shimmer. And I always like to apply shimmers with my fingers. You get the most payoff that way. So I'm gonna start by pressing on the center of the lid and then moving towards the inside corner, pressing and swiping, pressing and swiping, pressing and swiping, making sure I get down to my lash line, and then going up and down, pat, 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 to blend those edges. Now I'm switching over to the right side so that you can see what I'm doing on my right eye. I'm going to do a more colorful look. I'm going to start with one of the olive greens teas as my transition shade, all over lid shade, which again, you might not be able to see it because I have an olive skin tone, or you might be able to see it really faintly. And same technique, windshield wiper motions, back and forth, swipe, 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 buff, 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 circular motions, because I want to blow it out. We'll go ahead and add Delicate. This is going to be our shaping shade. Shaping shade. And we're just going side to side, windshield wiper motions. We're not blowing this out, so we're not going to do our buffing and swiping. We're just going to keep it in the same spot, following that curve of the eye. I'm going to go in with this beautiful dark black one right here, Timeless. Yes, Timeless. Haha. Sorry, for a second I thought it said Time Glass. Actually, no, I changed my mind. I want to go in with Lust. Lust is this shade right here. And again, same thing, outer third, and then taking it to just to the center, down to the lash line. And blending it into the crease. Now for our shimmer, let's go ahead and use Tender. This one right here. Press and swipe, press and swipe, press and swipe, press and swipe. Pat, pat, pat to blend those edges. Here's our final looks. We have the more neutral on the left over here and the smokier one on the right. I don't believe in the daytime versus nighttime because you can wear makeup at any time of the day, and some people's nighttime is other people's daytime, like if you work overnight shifts. So here's two different looks that you can wear at any time. On the left eye, I have Bare, Neutral, Classy, and Glamorous. And then on the right eye, I've got Tease, Delicate, Lust, and Tender. So Bare was my transition shade in my crease. We deepened the crease with Neutral, added shape to the outer third of the eye with Classy, and then put the shimmer on my lid with Glamorous. And then on the right side, we used Tease as the transition shade. We used Delicate to deepen the crease. We used Lust in the outer third. And then we used Tender as our shimmer. Now you might notice that the eyeshadow on my right eye, the way it's placed, especially at the corner, is pulling my eye down a little bit. I'm going to show you a little tip or trick that you can use to deal with that in case it's something that you notice and you want to have a more lifted look. You can also use micellar water to clean it up in order to create the lift and shape that you want, and then also use concealer. There's multiple things you can do, but I'm just going to clean it up with concealer real quick. So I've got this little brush here. I'm dipping it into my concealer pot. This is medium 1 Custard from NARS, and it's the soft matte concealer. Let's turn to the right so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm gonna pretend like I'm doing underneath my whole eye, because otherwise it would be too much concealer. And then right here, once I start to get to the concealer to the outer corner of my eye, that's when I'm going to turn the angle of my brush up like this so that I can pull it up. And once I've started to pull it up, then I will turn the brush back over and use the pointier side of this brush. And we're just going to finish the blending. I have some darkness on my inner corner here, so I'm going to go ahead and just add a little concealer all the way through. And now you see how it cuts off that darkness that was at the bottom, and now this side of my eye looks a lot more lifted. You can do that with and create any amount of lift that you want. You can do a more subtle lift like this. And when I say subtle, I don't mean it's barely there. I mean like it's not incredibly dramatic. Or you can go incredibly dramatic, bring it up here. Let's go ahead and do that on the left eye just to make things even. Now, I'm a big fan of the no foundation look. To complete this look would be super easy. I use 3 more products mainly. So, clear brow gel to keep the brows in place. And I like a fluffier brow. And then mascara. The brow gel I used is the clear brow gel from St. Luxe Beauty. And then the mascara I'm going to use is going to be the Pat McGrath Labs Dark Star Mascara. There we go. And then the last thing I do is no look is complete for me personally without a lip. And let's see, what are we gonna do here? Let's do this fun purple gloss. And here's the final look. So we've got our wonderful little neutral, and then we have our wonderful little smoky. And then the rest of this is a no foundation look. We've got clear brow gel, we've got some mascara, we've got our concealer, and we've got a gloss. I think we're ready to go. Okay, so before I sign off, let me go ahead and give you my final thoughts on the palette. So it is a beautiful palette. I love the color story. I love the shade configuration. I like the way that everything is organized because I think it lends itself to both those people who are creative and like to do more exaggerated looks, and then those who like more demure type of looks. And the formula is definitely true to the Cosmic Brushes formula for both the mattes and the shimmers. The mattes blend beautifully, the shimmers are gorgeous and reflective. They feel great on the eyes, no allergies or irritation for my sensitive little eyes. It's a great palette. I'm really happy that I bought it. I'm excited to create more looks with it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you found this entertaining. I didn't make a lot of jokes, so you probably didn't find it entertaining. I hope you found it educational or useful. I hope you enjoyed it. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Don't forget to check out my friends Shani and Jan's videos. They'll also be posted. And don't forget to come back for part 2, where we'll be taking a look at the Nudetrals palette. I hope you all have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, wherever you are. I hope you are taking care of yourself. And if you're not, then you know what? Give yourself a little grace. Sometimes life is hard, you know? Sometimes life's just gonna life. But regardless, I'm here for you.